Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together the Apple gift box, which is a nice little gift box for a teacher or for a school gift or back to school. And this is made with an SVG from Simply Crafty SVGs. So we're going to go ahead and put together this Apple box, which is really like a little Apple gift box intended for teachers, but you know what, you could always use this box for any time if you didn't use the apple. So if you just change the look of the panels, the different colors, and omit the apple, then you could put anything on front. It'd just be an everyday gift box. So it's fairly simple, but before we get started, let's go ahead and just put together the apple. So the apple is like a little layered cutout. So you could pop it up if you wanted to do like pop-up layers, but it layers like that. But it's really thin, so it just depends on what your preference is. And then we have the leaf as well. So I'm using our glitter glue. Let me go ahead and spread this out. So this is just going to layer on top of each other. So again, I know many that do these kind of layered designs use foam tape or foam dots. You can do that. You just have to cut it really small. So you see how thin that is. You can make this bag. This is the next one right here. You can make it larger. There's only so large you can go, but the way that I put the file together, I separated the two box pieces so you can make it a little bit larger. So you just overall resize the file. And we have a video on that on our YouTube if you're wondering how to do that. We have one for Cricut and one for Silhouette. So how to resize our files proportionally, but of course your max size will always be the size of your mat. Whatever your biggest piece is, that's what's going to determine it. But the file explains all that. So I am using this little fine tip applicator. And just be really careful. You don't want too much glue because we don't want it when you place it. So I'm probably putting even too much. When you place it, you don't want it to leak through so you can see it on the color below it. So I'm just going to dot there. And if you have too much, you can always kind of use either your finger or like another tool, like a little paintbrush or something, a cheap paintbrush. So I got a little glue there, I can see. I'll get it out. So I'm just going to start at the bottom here and line it up. So I was a little bit off and just kind of scooch it up. So I had a little bit of glue come through in the areas I was a little heavy on. So I'm just going to dab that. So that's the thing you want to be careful of. My glue will dries clear, so it won't show, but it's a little glossy when it dries, so that's why I don't want it to show. And then we'll go ahead and layer this. So the other thing is if you, here's another tool. So that I'm using this fine tip applicator, but the Zig glue, this Zig glue is Zig glue. It sounds like I'm saying egg glue. I'm just going to dot it down. It has the nice pen tip, and I can just control how much I put on there. If you just start at one end, line it up, and then drop it down, Usually that works quite well. Get that dry glue that gets on your fingertips. So there it is. So when we put it on, we can adjust it. If you wanted it under, anyways, you can adjust it however you feel you want it to look, or up or down or something. So let's put together the box. So this is the lid piece, and what I did was I took an embossing folder and I put it on the edge, because it's this ruler embossing folder I have, folded over under as I emboss it through, and then I did the other side, fold it into the embossing folder. If you know what an embossing folder is, check it out on YouTube. It's kind of a cool thing, gives us a little bit of dimension. So we'll put that on in a minute, but we'll go ahead and put these side panels on. So one on front, one on back. I mean, so we're basically, they're all identical on the front and back and sides. The front and back are identical, the sides are identical. So you just want to center it. You kind of can see what how much distance there is based on the left and right, what you should put on the bottom. And if you want to go closer to the bottom, of course, that's just a taste. And these are also embossed with the, it's a ruler embossing folder. Not even sure if it's available anymore. The sad part is Cricut stopped making the Kettlebug and embossing folders, but there's plenty of other people that make embossing folders now. Trying to see who that was. Here, let me look really quick. I had put it somewhere else. It is a Sizzix one, so it might be available. It's kind of a fun one. You can kind of see it. So I wanted to make a couple, like I said, I like to make little gift things. I don't have a whole lot of school, so I thought, well, if I make another box for the teachers that are having to adjust their life so drastically right now with the pandemic, as I'm doing this during the pandemic. So with COVID-19, of course, a lot of the schools are still virtual, and I know a couple teachers, and it's been quite an adjustment for the teachers. So a nice little thank you gift, whether it's back to school, any time of the year, just thanking these teachers that are trying to teach the children in these strange circumstances, even in classes where they have to wear masks. It's not a fun time for everybody. So we have those panels on. Just go ahead and add glue to the side tab, and I had already folded these, so make sure you fold them first, all the tabs, and then we're going to line this up to the tab fold here, so you can see how that lines up. Just don't go over the fold. So it's going to fold like this. You can see it's a little box there. So it doesn't matter which side you do it on, but I'm going to put it on this. We're going to fold this shut, but let's see. I want this to be, I think I want this to be the back. Okay, so because we're going to fold on the inside. So this is the back, that straight part. This is the front, and it'll flip over to close. So I'm going to add glue to this underneath this little, it's really a kind of a tab, but it's a flap. So that's the straight one. I'm going to flip this over. It's going to go on the outside, that's why I made it decorative. I'm going to line it up. So you see I'm lining it up to the tab fold. So let me do it this way so you can see it better. See, it's kind of folded over like that. I just pulled it out just a little bit. So it'll fold over and close that way. We're going to just use a little Velcro. circle. Okay, I did that first because it's harder to put on later. You can see that as you come around here, when we close it, it's just going to fold over like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and close the box. So I'm just going to fold over this side here. Add some glue on this tab. And it's not going to match up, okay? So I'm just letting you know it's not going to match up. So what you're going to do is line it up. I'm gluing it on the inside. So I'm lining that up. I'm not putting a lot of pressure until I get it in place. So I'm getting this edge lined up with the tab fold. And this is why I made this the back. Then I'm just going to reach in and apply pressure with my fingers so it's against the table here. So you want to make sure that's good and dry before you move on. And we're just going to fold these in, fold that in. So I'm going to add a little glue. So this is shorter than this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just add a little glue to this. I'm going to add glue to it all, and you'll see. So we're putting these little tabs on the inside. And all they're there really is to help square us off. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to fold that over so that's not in my way. Then I get that in place. And then I'll just add glue on the remaining. I don't do big tabs like this that often. It gives it additional strength on the bottom, so if you want to add a substantial, like some homemade gift or something, obviously a gift card you can put in there, but if you want to add something a little bit heavier, it'll hold it better. I do that with my tumbler boxes because the tumblers and the glasses are so heavy. And then you can reach in there and apply pressure with your fingers, but if you feel like your fingers are a little bit too thick, like me, you can use a little chopstick. And I'm just applying additional pressure to the tabs that are inside. If you don't have just a wooden chopstick in your arsenal, it's great for places you can't get to easily with your fingertips. I saw that a long time ago when I was learning paper, like the dimensional paper crafting. It was a tip, and I'm like, oh, it's like one of my favorite tips. So now we just want it to pull open, to be able to open like that and close. So I purposely didn't build this file. I could have put the shape of the apple in front, but I purposely didn't do that because I wanted people to be able to use this for anything, so you can put any shape on the front. But what we're going to do, because we want this to open all at once, so it's going to open like that, we're going to glue this on the edge of this. So let me show you what it looks like then. So just the top edge. So when you have it, when you flip it open, or when they flip it open, the whole thing will open. I mean, it's not going to be the strongest thing in the world, but it should work. So we'll go ahead and add glue to this, just the top back of this. Do you like my comment? It should work. So to make sure that I line it up over the glue, I'm going to kind of go backwards. I had a little glue leakage. You know, some of these ideas, I mean, I try to think of something different. Because, you know, there's a lot, I can make a lot of what's already out there, but a lot of us try to figure out what's slightly different than what's out there. So sometimes the boxes are better, some boxes are better than others. So this is just a different idea. I wanted it easy to open too. So I'm just going to do that. I mean, you could have put that little stem part underneath, and it's going to be like this. So the hardest part now, because it's pretty much done, but how fun is that? Like, you can open it up, flip those open. So these are only there for support, so the sides don't cave in. If you ever wondered, like, why do I even need them? If you do them without them, you'll understand why. So I'm going to take this little Velcro dot. So here's the last thing. So what I like to do when I'm dealing with these is to stick one side to the other. So, but let's put this on first. Oops, I want the, I never could figure out, should I put the top part as that? So I'm gonna just make that determination. So all I want to do, I'm gonna just kind of add it to this, and just to make sure it matches up where I want it to, I'm going to attach this other piece here. And so the sticky part's up. So when this is how I'm going to apply it. I'm going to fold it over, make sure it's in the right place, and then I'm just lightly pushing down to start. And I'm going to pull it up. There we go. So it's in the place it needs to be. So you can always add so now we just go down there, line it up, close it, voila. So you could always add a little like tag here, or write thank you or a stamp or anything like that, or put a teacher's name on the back. That would be fun as well. So there it is. It's I used apple box, kind of a different shape, and just thought it'd be fun, and I had fun making this apple too. So I hope you like it. If you do like it, please give me a little thumbs up down there, down there, underneath there, anyways, and or subscribe if you haven't already. We do have a couple more school freebies if you're not familiar with us. And last thing I have to say to you is just thanks for watching.